Broke federal civil rights law, accusing the university of failing to protect Jewish and Israeli students from discrimination, abuse, and harassment on campus since that October 7, 2023 Hamas attack. Joining us now is Erika Sanzi, the Director of Outreach for Defending Education. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, I was reading through that decision from the Justice Department, and I just pulled one quote from it right here, finding UCLA failed to adequately respond to complaints of severe, pervasive, and objectively offensive harassment and abuse that Jewish and Israeli students face on its campus from October 7, 2023, and then they have to the present. Now, when you look at the findings from the Justice Department, they say they're going to hold UCLA accountable for this. First of all, what does that look like to even hold UCLA accountable? I know we have money on the table, but what else could we see, like changes?
So we for sure know that frozen funds are the driving force here. I believe the Department of Justice said it was something like $339 million, but UCLA right now is saying that they've had $584 million frozen in funds. So we all know money talks. That's what gets their attention. But then if we looked at some of these other universities that have made agreements, like Brown University, for example, there were a lot of other changes. I mean, they agreed to full compliance with Title IX to define, male and female as male and female. They agreed to reporting out all of their admissions data and becoming really transparent. Yeah. They agreed to no quotas. They agreed to stopping all of their gender medicine for minors in the hospital that's affiliated with them. So there can be some big changes here. Now, UCLA hasn't said what they're going to do. Harvard has still dug in and not come to these agreements. So we'll see. But we definitely could see some real major commitments on the part of the university because of this.
Well, the money, yeah. I mean, you talk about the money being frozen. It seems like that has really ignited a fire to some of these universities. That's why they're making a lot of these changes.
100%.
Well, let's talk about public school enrollment declining. Now, we have been talking about this for years now, but I have these numbers that folks are looking at on the screen right here. Future Ed is reporting between fall of 2019 and fall in 2023, enrollment fell from 50.8 million to 49.5 million, a loss of 1.2 million students, or 2.5% in 5 years. But then you have, on top of all that, you have the National Center for Education, their stats saying that they project enrollment will fall below 47 million by 2031. There was a New York Times article that came out just trying to say, kind of outlining what some of these school districts are trying to do to kind of woo and lure some of these parents back. Do you think it's consultants was on the table for one thing?
Yep.
Do you think is it too late, and do you think it's going to work, and what would work?
So I definitely feel that for a very long time, public school districts have taken their families for granted, right? It's like, we're the only game in town. We don't have to sell ourselves. And now what has happened is, as parents have opted for other options, especially parents of kindergartners, school districts are beginning to recruit, and they're trying to sell themselves. So they're going out to talk about their arts program. They're going out to try to make the case that they're the best game in town. And yes, like in some cases, districts are paying outside consultants to go door to door and try to convince families to come back. Interestingly, two things have emerged, and that is that the priorities of parents when asked why they left or why they won't come back or why they may come back are academic rigor, which they saw on the decline and they want more of, and safety.
Listen, is it too late? I mean, it's like, can you wind back the clock at this point? I mean, the numbers have been dropping for so long now. You have this push for homeschooling. You have this push for school vouchers. Is this a crisis for public schools? And can they kind of bring those students back when some of these parents have completely gone the other way?
I think it's going to be a mix. I think that the dropping birth rate coupled with parents having more options is going to present a long-term challenge for these school districts. On the other hand, when you're the only game in town, you can be pretty mediocre. And now they're going to have to step up their game. And I think that if they do step up their game, the other problem is that these school districts often get bogged down in inefficiencies and they waste money. They may have to get much better about spending the money that they do have more wisely so that they can, have sort of a healthy, robust product to offer these families.
All right, Defending Education Director of Outreach, Erika Sanzi, thank you for joining us.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Likewise.